was a gathering that attracted the political class and
Hello there, good morning and welcome to NTOyo News at 10. My name is Clement Barikui. Here is details of our report. Behind every successful family is a mother whose story is defined by prayers, sacrifice and perseverance. Attribute mothers must bequeath to their families while alive. These are the words of Vice President Kashim Shettima at a funeral in honor of late Madam Eno Usoro, mother of the Deputy Governor Operations, Central Bank of Nigeria, Usoro. The reports.
it was a gathering that attracted the political class and members of the corporate world. Vice President Kashim Shettima, while consoling the Usoro family, says their mother raised her family not just to succeed, but to serve, teaching them that excellence without empathy is emptiness. Vice President Shettima acknowledged her sterling character, which he said is worthy of emulation by all mothers.
The height that Ms. Usoro has attained in public service as a Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria tells the story of a mother who refused to settle for mediocrity, who believed that her child will compete with the best of the world's minds and still remain unemployed. This is the story we must all aspire to be told about us.
For the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, it was an opportunity to call for the support of the federal government and industry stakeholders in the realization of the Ibom Deep Sea ports.
What the governor is looking for from the federal government now is just a deep sea port to complement the progress of the state. It's a deep sea port. It's a deep sea port. All the members of the House of Representatives, National Assembly, all of us, were behind the governor.
We trust that in your brief stay in Akwa Ibom, you will enjoy the stay and you will continue to work with our son, the distinguished Senate President, to give us the very best from Abuja.
Clement Barikui, NTNU.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency raided a Lagos nightclub during a drug party, arresting more than 100 suspects, including some celebrities and the club owner. Salwa Kali Ibrahim reports.
A total of 70 parcels of cocaine, factory packed in body cream containers heading to London, have been uncovered at the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. 3 suspects, including a female healthcare worker, were arrested in a series of follow-up operations across Lagos. In a similar development, an attempt by a 35-year-old Lesotho national to export 103.59 grams of methamphetamine concealed in herbs coffee tea packed for the Philippines from the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, was thwarted by NDLEA officers who arrested him and recovered the illicit drug. Meanwhile, no fewer than 21,950 capsules of tramadol, 250 milligrams concealed inside a 100-liter water heater, were recovered from a suspect who was arrested by NDLEA operatives in Kwara State following credible intelligence. In Lagos, NDLEA operatives raided a nightclub in Victoria Island early on Sunday, where a drug party was going on. Over 100 suspects, including the owner of the club, were arrested and taken into custody for screening. Cartons of illicit substances, including loud and laughing gas, were recovered from the suspect at the party and the club's store. The raid followed intelligence about the drug party. In Abuja, Salwa Kali Ibrahim, NTA News.
You are still watching NTO News at 10. We now pause for some commercials. The news will continue when we return. Stay with us.
CY Best Electronics. Awesome, great, and indeed a finesse among the best quality electronics of all brands of television and smart television sets ranging from 19 to 66 inches, compact disc, DVD players, home theater sets, and soundbar music systems. What about extension wires and accessories, AV, HDMI, auxiliary cables, TV guard and surge protectors, wall brackets, DVD mounts, and wall shelves? These and more at CY Best Electronics, 30 Nepal Line Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. For inquiries and order, please call 0803 599 7564, 0808 556 3469, or 0802 685 0027. CY Best Electronics. God is love.
Thank you for staying tuned now to the rest of our stories. A non-governmental organization, Women in Nature Conservation Organization, WINCO, has commenced the statewide project launch and empowerment of livelihood beneficiaries on participatory restoration and management of Stubbs Creek Forest Reserve in Akwa Ibom State. Etienne Ibanga reports.
Women in Nature Conservation Organization. Through this initiative aims to build the capacity of over 3,000 local residents to engage in sustainable livelihoods such as jackfruit value chain development and poultry farming. The founder of the organization, Ememumo, says the body is at the forefront of mobilizing women and local communities to take ownership of environmental and biodiversity conservation.
We are to prioritize mapping plans of 20 economic and food species and the 5,000 animal species. We are promoting conservation and persistent awareness of the value of nature and also strengthening community and institutional partnerships, stewardship through stakeholders engagement and meeting methods we are already having today.
To our beneficiaries, I urge you to make the most of this opportunity and become true ambassadors of conservation in your communities.
The Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Environment and Mineral Resources, represented by the Permanent Secretary and other stakeholders, called for collective efforts from all to restore Stubbs Creek Forest Reserve. The Conservator General, National Park Services, Dr. Ibrahim Gumi, commends the NGO for championing the advocacy in line with the federal government's afforestation program.
Creek Forest Reserve is not just a patch of a grain on the map. It is a living heritage, a sanctuary of biodiversity, and a vital law for our environment.
I also want to assure you that all the logistics support that you need will be provided by our environment-friendly and people-centered.
That when we care for nature, nature gives back. From its fruits to its many uses, the jackfruit represents the abundance that a healthy ecosystem can provide for our livelihood.
Intellectual capacity, we have a governor that is completely tourism compliant. Provision of shades, edible fruits and seeds, and of course, makes life environmentally, economically, and socially convenient.
Sponsored by the United Nations Development Program, Global Environmental Facility and Small Grant Program, the ceremony witnessed empowerment of 30 women out of 800 trained on the Jackfruit Value Chain Development Program by Women in Nature Conservation Organization. Etienne Ibanga, NTA News.
Improved power supply, protecting the planet for future generations, and reduction of emissions can be achieved if new sources of clean energy is embraced. These formed part of submissions by school children at the 2025 Children's Summit organized by the Nigerian Television Authority, UYO. Abasianyang Ekpeyon reports.
Since 2012, the Nigerian Television Authority, UYO, has continued to provide a platform for pupils and students to showcase their potentials, build confidence and expand their knowledge on current national development issues through debate. This year, with the theme, Renewable Energy, Critical Need for Industrialization and Sustainable Development, the children submitted that the government and members of the society should embrace renewable energy in order to promote economic growth in the country.
Renewable energy refers to energy gotten from natural sources such as sunlight, wind, water, biomass, and geothermal.
Renewable sources can help meet growing energy demands while minimizing environmental impacts.
Our factories must not run on smoke. Fossil fuels have powered our past, but they cannot be the fuel for the future.
By embracing renewable energy, Akwa Ibom and Nigeria as a whole can attain or maintain a sustainable development and industrialization.
The General Manager NTA UYO, Mrs. Alice Ugbe, and other guests said the event is one of the ways to bring out the best in the future leaders, as it gives them platform to improve their public speaking skills.
The children came out top-notch, well-trained children, very articulate and very intelligent children. They did well. And to the schools that won, I say congratulations. And for the schools that think they didn't win, everybody was a winner today because you all gave your best shot.
It is very true that we need this energy and not a question of continuous discussion. I want to congratulate the NTA for coming up with this kind of matter that will help us to build this sector of industrialization.
So I want to commend NTA for putting together this critical conversation. And it's very important that our children are getting to know about renewable energy, the benefits of renewable energy at this important time, because the future of energy in Nigeria cannot be imported. We have to build the local capacity internally to see how we can position ourselves to meet our energy need.
Christ the King Nursery and Primary School clinched first position. Apostolic Church Model Mary and Primary School came second, while High Source Kiddies Academy were in third position in the primary category. Beulah International Secondary School clinched first position, Holy Family College second position, and Idowu Legacy Schools clinched third position in the secondary category. All this with cash prizes, free coverage of the school events, and an excursion to the station.
I was so happy to emerge the winner of this competition, I alongside my school, and I want to thank NTA for giving us this platform to showcase our talents and ideas.
Appreciate the NTA for this opportunity. I think next year we will be here again, and God can continue to bless the NTA.
I'm so happy to see this event. I also want to thank the NTA for giving us opportunity.
The Summit on Renewed Energy is the best step towards renewing the economy of Nigeria.
Individual parents, corporate organizations to also support and come out to support this event, because it's a sustainable event that will help Akwa Ibom children to face challenges within and outside Akwa Ibom. And for them to achieve that, they must be a sponsor to encourage them to participate in this event.
The event featured goodwill messages, pep talk, and performances by the children. In UYO, Abasanya Ekpeyon, NTA News.
Get ready to indulge in the crunchy delight of Nigeria's favorite snack, kuli kuli. This mouth-watering granite cake is as stable in many Nigerian households, often enjoyed with a side of gari or pap. Let's dive into the story behind this beloved local delicacy, as Fatima Usman is standing by to tell us all about the most popular snack in Nigeria.
Starts with a handful of groundnuts, roasted, crushed, and fried to perfection. What comes out? That irresistible crunchy delight called kuli kuli. From roadside stalls to city supermarkets, Kuli-kuli has earned its spot as Nigeria's all-time favorite snack, a perfect companion to pap in the morning, gari in the afternoon, or just quick nibble when the munchies strike. But behind every crunchy is a story of creativity.
I used to take it on Saturday and Sunday. As a local person, that is usually our breakfast.
To me, kuli-kuli and gari is a lifesaver. Especially when I come back from school in a very sunny day. You know, you don't require cooking or anything, just soak it to kuli-kuli and eat. Wow.
I also make use of kuli-kuli like to do a bit of brabisco. I don't know if you've heard of that, where we mix kuli-kuli with gari and then we do all the whole process.
You know, gari is students' food and kuli-kuli helps to balance it. The grounded one, which is here, we can use it to eat moringa leaf. When we boil it, we use it to garnish the moringa leaf with kuli-kuli powder. It makes it sweet.
In Niger State, often called the home of the best kuli-kuli, women like Aishatu Adamu, who has been in the business for over 40 years, and Habiba, who's giving the snack a modern twist, are redefining local enterprise, turning granules into gold.
My kuli-kuli is being purchased across the country and beyond, which has increased my income to support my family greatly.
We have 4 different variants. Of course, we are launching some other ones too, but currently we have the classic, the coconut, the sesame, and the dates kuli-kuli.
At least I have like 12 workers. We produce every day, apart from Saturday and Sunday, but we produce in large quantity.
Once the pride of housewives and market women, kuli-kuli is now making waves beyond Nigeria's borders. Packed neatly, branded smartly, and tasting just as good, it is taking its place among international snacks.
Currently, we have our NAFDAC, SON, HACCP, and FDA certificates. And with all the certifications, we're able to export our products to the diaspora.
We have customer in 36 states, even outside the country. It has been great. People used to come to order.
Economists say the world may soon catch on to what Nigerians have known all along, that kuli-kuli isn't just a snack, but a crunchy, nutty revolution. I'm Fatima Usman, NTA News.
Alright, you are still watching NTA News. Let's now pause again for another break. The news will continue when we are back. Stay with us.
Water is life. Aqua Cardinali Water provides the highest quality drinking water. Aqua Cardinali Water is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Uyo, produced and packaged by Cadisem Enterprises Nigeria. It is available in 19 liters dispenser jar, 60 cl sachet, 50 cl and 75 cl table water. Visit Aqua Cardinali Water at number 34 Dominic Utuk Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Drink Aqua Cardinali Water, certified by NAFDAC and Standard Organization of Nigeria. Call 0903-288-2958. Aqua Cardinali Water. Drink pure. Stay healthy.
Glad to have you back. We now continue with the rest of our stories. The late Pastor Israel Bassi, General Overseer of Heaven Throne Ministries International, was a man of integrity, humility, commitment, and unwavering faith in God. These were tributes from family, church, and community as they gathered at Ibiakpan No. 2, Otoroabak local government area of the state to pay him their last respect. Etienne Ibanga has details.
The funeral of Pastor Israel Bassi, who died at 60 years, was an avenue for family members and sympathizers to recall his life and times.
In June 2004, he had a higher calling from his master to start a ministry called God's Throne Ministry, which was later registered with CAC in 2008 as Heaven Throne Ministries International. He remained the lead pastor and the general overseer of the church until his demise.
One thing I really say about my father is that he is a very memorable person, a funny person. He takes everybody, welcomes everybody.
My dad was a very good man. He was a man of God that really feared God, and I believe that God has called him home.
They noted that the late Pastor Bassey was a man of faith, wisdom, compassion, and kindness who would be sorely missed.
We would have loved that he lived beyond this point. He has done so much, and there is still so much in his hands that he was doing. But we cannot question God at this point. So we have accepted all that has happened as the will of God.
Thank God for what the Lord has done for us. It was a glorious home call. He did not die. He died as a saint, not as a worldly man.
My brother was a real man of God. He lived a life that I will live to emulate in my life.
My brother-in-law, from what I know him, was a very nice person, an astute pastor, somebody that will always say yes when he's supposed to say yes and say no when he's supposed to say no. We will really miss him.
It's really heart-touching, coming in a time where we least expected. What more can we say? The scripture says, in everything we give thanks to him. Together as a family, we've come to bid him a farewell.
In his sermon, the officiating minister advised the living to make good use of their time, as death cannot be avoided by mortals. He said those who accept Jesus Christ as Lord will have eternal salvation, while the wicked will perish in hell.
The word of God said there is time to everything. So we have to be thinking of what we needed to do. And the period of date of birth and the date of birth is time.
The late Pastor Bassey, survived by his wife, children, and relatives, including Juliet Okofia, Assistant Manager of Programs, NTA, Uyo. His remains were later buried in his hometown, Japan number 2, Otorobak. Etienne Ibanga, NTA News.
Residents of Idoji in Okene local government area of Kogi State woke up to a bizarre news of a lady who stabbed a man to death in the community. David Oritogun, who visited the scene of the incident, reports that residents of the community are wondering what could have gone wrong to a point of taking somebody's life. His report is here presented.
Idoji, a usually peaceful community in Okene local government area of Kogi State, was thrown into mourning in the early hours of Thursday, October 23rd, following the gruesome killing of one Issa Momo, reportedly stabbed to death in his room by a lady. Eyewitnesses say the silence of dawn was shattered by Issa's desperate screams for help. One of the first responders told Newsline she rushed into his room, only to meet the 50-something-year-old man in a pool of his own blood, clutching at a young woman.
She heard scream of Issa, who was in his late 50s, from his room. Rushing to the room, she met him bleeding from his neck, holding on to a lady's hijab.
So she finally met my dad with blood and knife on the floor. That she couldn't move, he couldn't move himself again. That's why she quickly ran down to call her dad, order dad to assist her upstairs. That something has happened upstairs. So as her dad on his way upstairs, and he met a lady called the lady putting on hijab with blood stain. So when her dad is screaming upstairs, so the only chance he has is to hold the lady's clothes, the lady's hijab, so and be screaming so that they will meet the lady upstairs so they can recognize the victim.
In a frantic bid to save his life, family members and neighbors rushed him to a nearby hospital, but doctors pronounced him dead on arrival.
From the story we've gotten so far is that the girl in question, she's a married woman and she's just 21 years old, and she lives up here close to the house. According to the girl, that she made a lot of things that he has been disturbing him. I don't know, but disturbing her actually. I don't know if she's trying to defend herself. That is what she says. So we can't really know except God that knows what's happened.
Police authorities have since arrested her, while investigations are ongoing to uncover the motive behind the tragic incident that has left the quiet community in shock and disbelief.
Well, sad one there. And on that note, we end the news this morning. Many thanks for being a part of it. Join us again later in the day by 7 p.m. where we shall be bringing you a fresh package of NTOU news. I remain Clement Barakui. Have a lovely Monday.